Hey everyone, it's Jennifer with Rooted in the Rock, and I've got something dropping from the holiday branch right now. Hey everyone, welcome to Rooted in the Rock. I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm talking about 3 Valentine ideas for every love language. Now, there are 5. I've talked about them before. If you want to learn more about the love languages, I will put the website. They have their own website. I'll give you the website in the description and also links to the books. I say books, there's more than one. There's the original, there's one for kids and one for teens. I will put links for those in the description as well if you want to go do more reading on that. But if you already know what the love languages are, well, I'm going to tell you as well. But we're going to talk about 3 Valentine ideas for each one. So first, let me tell you what the 5 ones are. And they're no particular order. I'm not sure. I don't think there is a particular order that they have to be in, but here they are. They are acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, words of affirmation, and physical touch. Those are the 5 main love languages. Now, so first for acts of service, 3 ideas. Number 1 would be meal prep and cleanup. Now, Valentine's Day, a lot of times it's a go out to dinner kind of day. You could do that where if whoever it is at home usually cooks. I'm going to try to give everything in a general. It's not just husband, wife, not just significant other, but other people in your family, whoever. So meal prep and cleanup. That is a huge deal to like a mom who always has to cook and feed everybody. Taking care of dinner for her is fantastic. Or if you make it, or just even if she wants to make it, if you help her or at least clean up for her, tell her, no, I got that. Okay, acts of service. All right, so meal prep and cleanup. It could be even taking them out to dinner, or it could be prepping and cleaning up at home. Either way, that's the idea. Number 2, for acts of service, I was thinking car detailing. So this one is especially great for the guys, but really it could be for anybody, honestly. My car could totally be detailed right now. Listen, the mommy mobile gets all the trash and the crumbs and all the things. So for someone who loves acts of service, detailing the inside of their car, especially if you clean the inside of the windshield, which always needs to be done, and we always forget to do it until you're in the car. You always forget about it unless you're in the car and you're like, I need to clean the inside of my windshield. It's a fantastic thing for the guys too, but I was like, at first I was thinking more for guys, but then I was like, no. Doing that for the mommy mobile is also awesome. But car detailing, it's not really something people think about Valentine's Day, but when you're talking about acts of service, that is something that a lot of people need to do and they always forget or they just don't have it done. If you have it done somewhere, it can be kind of expensive, so you can go that route, or just doing it yourself, vacuuming it out for them, cleaning the windows, and clearing the seats and making sure there's no garbage and things like that is huge. It's a big thing. Okay. Number 3, favorite morning drink and or treat. Okay. Starting your day when someone, speaking from the experience of a teacher, when someone would bring you your favorite drink or something at the beginning of the day, it's just it just makes your day. And even someone else who, always has coffee, maybe their favorite is Starbucks or Dunkin' or, who knows what it might be something at home. It might be tea. I'm a tea person. Okay. Love my chai latte. So, just their favorite drink. If you get it ready for them or you go buy them one, however, any of these ideas, you can do them up real expensive or you can do them real cheap too. Okay. Favorite drink and or treat. Some people love, we love the egg bites at Starbucks. Oh, it's one of our favorite things. They're so good. So if someone brought me in the morning my favorite chai latte and egg bites from Starbucks, oh my goodness, talk about making my day. That's a fantastic way to start the day. starting the day right. So favorite drink, it could be a pop. Pop. Yeah, we're in Georgia, but I say pop, okay? Soda, Coke, whatever. Everything's Coke here. Their favorite soda drink, their favorite coffee, their favorite tea. It could be milk. It could be just water with a splash of fruit, whatever the favorite drink is, and or a treat. So it could be a breakfast treat. It could be maybe a little candy treat, some kind of something that is their favorite little thing. Okay, so there's 3 for acts of service. Now, receiving gifts. Okay, receiving gifts. Number 1, the most obvious one for Valentine's Day is going to be candy. Okay, you got to do the chocolates and the flowers, but I wanted to kind of get beyond what the normal. So number 1 is candy, but I would suggest think, what is their favorite candy? That was one of the things that a lot of people do for teachers on Teacher Appreciation Week is like this day is they do their favorite candy. So rather than just the regular everyday chocolates, what's their favorite treat? Okay, it could be fruit. Like someone might be a total pineapple head, right? They just love everything pineapple. So like dried pineapple's fantastic. Fresh, has to be in the fridge and everything. But like dried pineapple, it's almost like candy. It's like seriously, it's so sweet. It's almost like candy and you don't have to worry about putting it in the fridge. So think about your circumstances too, where they are, where you are, what's going to, that kind of thing. So number 1, candy, but I expand that to be like favorite treat. It could be fruit. It could be a savory snack. Okay, their favorite snack. But I would suggest if you're going to go candy, try to find out what their favorite candy is, right? Not just the usual, I'm going to get you a cheap Heart Box chocolates, which is always, awesome too. But what candy really gets them going, right? Okay, number 2, I'm calling it hobby. So receiving gifts, hobby. Something that goes along with their hobby. So for example, someone who loves to knit or crochet. I love crocheting, okay? Someone who loves to knit or crochet, what about buy them some really awesome yarn that they like in their favorite color or something like that, right? Just a skein of yarn or so, think of hobby gifts. If it's someone who does, the model trains and all that, maybe buy them like a little park bench or a tree or, things for their model that they like to work on. Or if their hobby is drawing or art, maybe some pens that they've been wanting or neat markers. If it's a kid who likes coloring, special color like metallic pencils or markers or glitter pens or things like that. Think about something that goes along with this person's hobby. So it could be something you buy. Receiving gifts, it could be something you buy. It could be something you already have that maybe they've been admiring and it goes along with what they like to do. If their hobby is playing sports, maybe it's a new ball to play with, all kinds of things. Just think of hobbies. What is their hobby? If we're talking about kids, I'm generally talking about kids and adults and whoever, but for example, a kid who loves to collect stickers. Maybe it would be a sheet of really cool Valentine stickers or googly eye stickers or puffy stickers, something really, really neat and not, out of the ordinary. Number 3 for receiving gifts, a container with favorite snacks. Now you could combine some of these. It could be container with their favorite candy or the hobby gift or all the things. I know my kids really loved, it's kind of like an Easter basket, right? You can go to the dollar store and they have those really cute little plastic heart baskets. It could be a container from home you already have, the bottom of a gift box. There are all kinds of things you can do. You could even take a little cardboard box and cover it in some fabric or something you already have. You don't have to spend money, but if you want to spend money, you can go to the dollar store, all kinds of places. Hobby Lobby, my favorite. I just did the Raise the Roof hands. I swear I don't do that usually. Oh, gross. Anyway, that's just how much I love Hobby Lobby, I guess. Okay, so you can go places and buy a container, but a container that has favorite snacks or kind of like stocking stuffers, right? Where you get little gifts to go in the stocking. You could get, for a kid, little Valentine toys or this or that, or for your person, whoever you're, like for a dad, it might be, don't put a tie in there, just don't. But unless they really like ties, some guys like ties. But it's just, I'm trying to think of things that are not necessarily out of the ordinary, but not the same old, Anyway, so, but a little container with, like, it could just be their favorite snacks. You could do a favorite drink and snack, any little things. It doesn't have to be expensive, but just a little container with a whole bunch of things. It could be miscellaneous things. It could be a drink, a snack, a candy, something with their hobby, a new little toy, a little game, whatever. All right. Okay. So that's acts of service, receiving gifts. Now quality time. Quality time, basically self-explanatory, right? But everybody kind of knows what quality time is, but what can you do for someone besides, I'm going to sit with you. That's very boring. No, quality time. So number one, I'm labeling as alone time. So not alone time like mommy needs, I'm going to go sit by myself for a while. Not that kind of alone time, but alone time with you. This could be your significant other, your spouse, your friend, your bestie, whatever. A child, a sister, a brother. Okay. Think of like date night. Alone time as in time, just you and them. Nobody else. We're not going to get bothered by work or any of these things. I am spending time with you. That is quality time, okay? But alone time, not just we're going to go together out with this group or anything like that. Just specifically just one-on-one, we're going to go have coffee. I'm not bringing the kids. Or we're going to get a babysitter and we're going to have a date night, or, things like that. If you can't hire a babysitter and you can't afford to go out, you can do this at home, Make a deal. If you've got kids or other people in the house, make a deal. Look, from this time to this time, you're playing in your room, you're leaving. We are spending time together. You are not to bother us unless someone is like bleeding or there's an emergency, right? Like, make a deal, or put them to bed and say, you know what? After we put the kids to bed, this is our time. We're gonna do something together. Just some kind of alone time, date time. Obviously, with friends, it's not a date, but you know what I mean. Okay. Number two, favorite activity outing. So instead of, it could be, quality time is not necessarily alone time. It might be with other people or with the family. So favorite activity outing. What is it that they like to go and do? Do they like to go to movies? Do they like to go shopping? Do they like to go play mini golf? We love going to play mini golf. We love mini golf. And we have so much fun all together most of the time. Most of the time. Just a favorite activity. It could be a hike. It could be a run. It could be playing tennis. It could be with a group. It could be with the family. Whatever. Favorite activity outing. Number three, uninterrupted night in. So what if maybe you're a family and, we have schedules. We've got ballet and baseball and basketball and all the things, right? Piano lessons and all, there's always something going on. It can get really busy. So what if you're like, we're going to have an uninterrupted night in. This is Valentine's. I know we have this and this, but we're not going to go do this and this today. We're going to have a night in. It might be a family game night. It might be alone time where you're sitting and watching a movie together, but something it costs nothing to stay home and just spend time together. You can work puzzles, you can do a craft, whatever it is that you guys want to do and hang out and do that. All right, so that's 3 for quality time. Now, words of affirmation. Number one, I'm labeling as 3 times what you love. So I was thinking of 2 different ways to do this. You could say the original idea was 3 times a day. Like for Valentine's Day, you're going to make sure that 3 times that day, maybe morning, afternoon, night, however you want to do it, you say 3 times that day, I'm going to tell them what I love about them. So if it's a spouse at home, you can whisper it to them. You can write them a little note, however you want to tell them, but 3 times in the day. Or like if it's a friend, you can just happen to text them 3 times that day and tell them, you're such an awesome friend, or I love you because, or it's so awesome when you do blank. Some words, feel good words to that person. Or, so I was saying originally 3 times a day, or you can change it and do 3 times at once. Like, I'm really only going to, like, if it's a friend or mom or whoever that lives far away, maybe you're really only going to get to talk to them once. Maybe pick 3 things to say to them. You can do them all at once. You can send them an email. You can send them a text. You might be a little scatterbrained and say, I'm not going to remember. I got to do it all at once. Otherwise, I'll forget the other 2. I'll get busy, right? But you can do it all at once and do 3 things, or 3 different times during the day. I like spreading it out for the day because that's just, you get the one and that's great, but then you have the rest of the day. But when you've got them spread out over the day, it's just the whole day is magical, right? So 3 times what you love. Number 2, classic card. Okay, Valentine's Day, everybody knows there's certain holidays. Oh, the card companies made them just so you'll buy cards. Well, okay, you can go out and buy a card. My mom is one of those that if she gives you a card, she means every word on that card. She will stand there and read it, and she is not going to buy it and give it to you unless she means every word on that card, okay? That's a big deal. So for people that are words of affirmation, just a card that tells them how much you appreciate them or how much you love them. It could be a general thank you card. It could be a Valentine's lovey card, whatever, but just some kind of card. And like us at our household with my kids, we are big fans of making our own cards. So if you don't have, cards, they get kind of expensive, right? So if you don't want to go out and find one, even if you don't want to do a cheap one, you can make one at home. You just take a piece of paper and fold it in half. You can print them off the computer, or you can draw and design your own, or use stickers. My kids like to do markers and stickers and things like that. But a classic card for someone for words of affirmation, as long as you write in there or it says, how you feel about them, that hits the spot, right? Okay, number 3 for words of affirmation is love notes on the door or the mirror. I'm going to do one this year. I bought Post-it notes that are heart-shaped. And I saw this idea it was online. I've seen it before. I saw it again. I've seen it in several different places. But the general idea is for your kids, a lot of people, the idea was for the whole month of February, but you can do it just for Valentine's Day, or you could do it the whole month. But they put words that describe that person on the heart note, and they stick it, and so the door ends up being covered. Or, there's a lot of them on there. So the one a day would be each morning there's a new one added. Or Valentine's Day, you could just put several up, or a whole bunch, however many you want to do. You could do it on the person's door. You could do it on their car, depending on where you are and who it is. You could do it on their mirror, like my husband a lot of times will get up and he's out before I'm even out of bed, depending, like if he has to go to the office. So maybe it's in the closet or on the mirror, or, somewhere that they're going to be sure to see it, and just have maybe things, you're strong, or I love you because. You can write sentences, or you can just write individual words, like adjectives describing them, like strong and independent and creative and thoughtful and all the things. Okay? All right, that's words of affirmation. Now, last one, 5th one is physical touch. Now, this one, a lot of people just assume 1 or 2 things, but, if it's a friend or someone else, there's still things, right? So, number 1, I say, is a big, long hug. Okay? I've mentioned before, some people are just not huggers and they don't want to be touched. But there are some people, when their love language is physical touch, just a good hug does so much for their soul. Okay, so just a really big, long hug. This could be your spouse, it could be your child, it could be your best friend, it could be, an elder in your church, whoever. Just a really good hug. It doesn't have to be super long, but not just a pat, pat, nice to see you. No, give them a good squeeze, like just enough to be like, I appreciate you, I love you, you're awesome. That kind of hug, right? Okay, number 2 is holding hands or linking arms. So obviously, if you have a sweetheart, someone who their love language is physical touch, just the act of holding hands. Now, once you've been with someone for a very, very long time, when you first get together, it's like, oh, he touched me, he held my hand. Oh my gosh, he held my hand. It's so exciting. But after you've been together 20 something years, you just kind of generally, you go on a family walk, you just generally don't think to do that a lot of times anymore. But just, especially, it'll mean so much, especially if you don't do that often anymore. But just holding their hand for a walk, or holding their hand between the car and the store, it doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be long. Just a little something, right? Just a little touch. It could be a pat on the back or the shoulder. There's all kinds of ways you can show physical touch. This one specifically, I'm talking about holding hands or linking arms. Like if it's a bestie or something like that and you're walking to the store, you might just link arms and walk together. Okay? Holding hands might be a little awkward if you're not romantically involved with the person. But like my kiddos, I still love to hold their hands walking in and out of the store. Or you could just link arms like buddies. You can link arms and skip like Laverne and Shirley. Oh my goodness. If you know who Laverne and Shirley are, that's awesome. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you're young and it's okay. But linking arms, okay, it's just that kind of a touch, okay? And number 3 is the most obvious one that everybody thinks of, is massage, okay? For physical touch people, like everybody knows at this point a massage is actually good for you. It's good for your lymphatic system. It's actually a healthy thing. But someone whose love language is physical touch, if you've got money, well, if you don't have money, you can massage yourself, a foot massage or a hand massage, arm massage, back, shoulders, whatever. Like you can do the ones at the mall. You can just be like at the mall and be like, hey, how about a shoulder massage? Actually, lately, I don't know, post-pandemic, come to think of it, I haven't seen the mall massagers lately. So I don't know if they still do that or not. But anyway, there are all kinds of places you can go, or their favorite spa or whatever, buying them a massage or scheduling it for them, depending on the person. Some people might get upset if you go and schedule them a massage and they don't have space for that on their calendar. So just be careful who you're doing that for. You might schedule it for them, or you might buy them a certificate, or tell them, we're going to go together to the spa today or to this massage place or whatever. But it can be something simple like you massage their hand or you massage their feet. There are, a pedicure. You get a foot massage with your pedicure, sort of, some places. Or manicure, a lot of times you can get them and they'll like rub your arms. It feels so good. So anyway, anything like that, any kind of form of massage is fantastic for physical touch. So those are the 5. Acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch. Those are 3 things, 3 Valentine ideas for every love language. Some of them are classic. Some of them are maybe a little out of the box, which is fantastic. I always like doing something that's not the same old, right? So that's it. For now, it's time to sign off. So make those Valentine plans, all right? Rock on, right? Get it? Rock, rooted in the rock on, right? No,